Hey there, listeners. Today we have another episode of Indecent Exposure. In this episode, we have Alexander King, a local Fayetteville photographer. Really cool dude. I've known him since, oh Lord, freshman year of college. In this episode today, we get into discussion about how he got into photography, where he really wants to see it go, what he does with his photography, and kind of how we get into NFTs a little bit, some cryptocurrency talk, just some generic art things that interest him. I personally think it's a great episode, and hopefully you enjoy it as well. Thank you, and thanks for listening. Alrighty, listeners, here we are today with another Indecent Exposure, where we talk with local artists in the area who I happen to know, or sometimes don't, we're working on it, about their passions, their careers, what they're doing, and, where they want to go with it. So, without further ado, I'm going to let today's guest introduce themselves.
G'day, what's up? My name is Alexander King. I'm at the University of Arkansas doing mechanical engineering. I would say that my creative influence on the world would be photography, podcasting, and I guess just looking sexy. I guess I would put that out there.
He's pretty accurate on all three of those. So, But yeah, so how have you been lately?
I've been okay, dog. This is the first time that I had to rely on my creativity to pay bills.
It looks like you've been getting a solid... I was going to bring that up. You've been getting a solid amount of work recently.
I got lucky because I got laid off during grad season. So, of course...
Fucking lucky ass. I haven't done anything, dude.
Dog, when I tell you...
But you also have a better connection with, people in fraternities that need the pictures and generally get the pictures.
A lot of time it's not even with the... I rarely take male shoots. It's usually women.
I'm in sororities, too.
It's not even like... a lot of
those recent ones have been...
just came off, but I was already taking their pictures prior.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of times it's a girl will see their friend's picture and be like, wow, you look beautiful. I want him to take my picture when I need this done, So a lot of times it's just by word of mouth. That's really... I don't have, business cards. I don't really promote it the way I should.
I've been trying to, and it's so fucking hard.
Mm-hmm. What makes it hard?
I don't know.
Have to have the initiative to do it, or
no, it's not even that. I have nothing but free time. I'm in the same fucking bank as you. We both got fired from Walmart.
Yeah.
At roughly the same time.
Hey, Walmart, eat my ass real quick.
Yeah, fuck you.
I'm not even going into detail, but eat my ass.
But it's just weird for me because you know who I am. Everyone fucking knows me.
You're a staple.
I'm a pretty well-known person in the area, and I feel like everybody knows that I do photography, but no one comes to me. I think my biggest problem is the fact that because I do nude photography. That's what I did a lot of in college for art and whatnot, and I think that's.
But a stigma?
A stigma, which is a thing I'm trying to get rid of. That's the whole reason I do it, is to get rid of the stigma. But two, I think that's all people see me as. And I'm hey...
lewd and crude.
And I'm hey, I can also I do family pictures, I do senior pictures, I do fucking everything.
You know what I think it is? I think you're so expressive in everything that you do.
Yeah.
I think it's slick, kind of, not turns people off as in oh, I don't want to touch, get away, but rather... he might be too extra for me. Because a lot of people that I deal with are very shy. I literally have to warm them up to literally getting their picture taken.
And I'm good at that, though.
But I'm saying for you're literally if I was to describe you, it's like a ball of... It's like you're your own brand, in a sense. Anything you touch is going to have your influence. So
crazy, right?
Right. So people know you, at least on this campus, as he takes his shirt off. Or he plays music wherever he is. And you're just being yourself. You're just enjoying yourself. But when people see that, they feel as though, well, let me go more of the modest route. Let me go search up photographers, and they don't think to go local. They don't think to go.
And it's so annoying because I know what I'm doing in that sense, and I do damn good fucking photos.
And you're excited about it, and you're passionate about it. But I think a lot of times people equate the high octane energy that you emit. And I think that shies them away. Because a lot of people that I've noticed, at least in college, and like I said, I work with a lot of women and men as well. They're very shy too.
It's so fucking hard to do photo shoots with men.
I'm shy. They just stoic as fuck, just staring at you, like, you know.
And not even, and like even outside of that, like because the biggest thing I've noticed, especially in my nude photography or just like my artistic photography in general, it's almost impossible to find a dude that's comfortable doing it. I get it because I'm a dude.
I have a story about that too, but continue.
Like, I get that it's because I'm a dude doing it, but it's not like I'm getting naked in front of you to take pictures of you naked. That'd be a little weird. But it, like, a lot of the dudes just aren't comfortable, and I attribute it to the fact that we're in a conservative Bible Belt part of Arkansas. I don't care if you say that we're a blue spot. We're a very small blue spot in an overwhelmingly conservative state.
I mean, as a whole, you could find a guy in New York and say, hey, get naked real quick, take a photo. He's going to be like, no.
No, that's a lie. That's fucking easy.
Really?
That's really fucking easy.
Wow.
I promise you, you go find someone out there that just looks like they would and they will.
New York's probably a bad example because they're gonna. That's the one place out of any community that's willing to do anything.
That in L.A., but
that too.
I'd say Chicago would be hard to go do
probably
that.
Florida too, hell.
Florida, you don't have to go ask them. They're just already naked, fucking doing crack.
Hey, I need to get down there right now. I had a story. I actually recently took photos for a friend of mine who's coming out as a drag queen soon, and she wanted to
tell me about it off air if you don't want to say names because I probably know them.
Okay, bet. Well, she had an idea.
I'm big in the drag community.
Let me show you a few pictures while I'm talking about it. Okay. She wanted to have a certain look. She had a royal aesthetic. She had
what ethnicity?
A sexy black.
Okay.
A sexy aesthetic. She had a dance aesthetic, like grunge, underground, street dancing aesthetic. And
now, when you're saying she, are you saying she is a queen or she is a person?
She's a queen. She is because she's acting as a queen in this sense.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
There's so many different like verbiages for like if it's a woman playing a woman, it's a femme queen.
And that's gonna come into the story because the guy was uncomfortable with that. So these are like two photos. So this is the royal scene. This is like the seductive scene. So that's just like two photos from the day.
They look really familiar.
So,
but I don't know.
She wanted to have two male models, and I can pull that picture up too while I'm talking. She wanted to have two male models, and one of the models didn't realize that this was for a shoot for a drag queen. So
you gotta tell people.
But this is the thing: the guy that invited them didn't tell them because the guy who got invited, I was like, I don't care whether it's a man, woman, alien. They want us to be models, just be a model. That's his mindset. So
that's the mindset I wish more people had. It makes it so much easier.
Exactly. So when the comment came up, so of course there was like a bunch of women around because they're friends of the queen.
Yeah.
They're helping. They're also dancers. There was like an entire dancing segment. So she had videographer, photographer,
Jesus Christ.
And there was a videographer, and she had like makeup.
That sounds like
dancers.
money.
It was a production.
Jesus Christ.
Because she has aspirations of going on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah, as every queen does.
Exactly. So of course she's like my introduction.
She a local here?
No, she's from like elsewhere in Arkansas.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, good luck getting out of Northwest Arkansas as a drag queen. There's not a big path to success out here.
But the thing is, so these are the models. You can. Oh shit! I cropped it. These are like the models. So, where was I? Oh, basically, he didn't tell his friend because he's like, why would it matter? You're gonna have your shirt off regardless, you know. So.
It's not like that person's going to be touching you or doing weird shit.
At all. So, of course, he's seen a bunch of, it's like 10 women. Beautiful women, they all dressed in this way, because they also have to play the part, be the dancers, be the backups. And when they all leave the room, because the queen felt uncomfortable having everyone stare at her while she's being sexy, quote unquote, she's like, can y'all leave and wait in the lobby and I'll come get y'all, when it's ready. And then he sees me, the videographer, her manager, the queen, and the other model. And he's like, whoa, what's going on? And he's like, we're about to do the shoot. And he's like, I thought it was with women. And the queen was like, I am a girl, you know? And he was very uncomfortable. And it kind of hurt my heart because I'm just like, I thought he was going to walk out. Like, he was legit like, But he braved through it. I guess he got over his...
prejudices.
Right.
Because, that's my thing. Here's
an example. I'm going to zoom in on his face. Okay. This is the guy playing the role.
Oh, okay.
Now, this is the other guy. He's looking away. Because he couldn't... And I have to give him credit. Even though he didn't want to be there for whatever mental block he had about it, or just comfortability, he still played the part, so I appreciated him for that because he really could have just been like, I'm good.
And then it would have fucked up the whole thing.
Exactly. Or we would have had to adjust because the show got to keep going.
Yeah.
But so I appreciated him for swallowing and saying, fuck it, I'm here now, I'll help. But it was obvious that he felt weird about it.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that was a situation where I'm working with a client, and the accessories, in a sense, is something I have to keep in mind. Because when I'm taking my shoot, okay, I got you and his attention, but you're looking over to the mirror, so now I got to crop you out.
That's one of the biggest things. Like, my biggest problem is doing multiple people shoots. I'm good at focusing on, like, one or two people. I forget to focus on the rest, then sometimes it gets fucked up.
I'm not going to hold you. I recently just now got comfortable moving my f-stop off of the lowest f-stop. I literally...
Finally. We talked about that, like, a month or two ago.
The only reason I'm comfortable with it now is because I have a strobe. So my strobe can hit it bright enough to where at f-stop 8, I'm still very covered as far as light.
Oh, see, I rarely ever go to f8 unless it's a bright, sunny day.
And I'll show you...
Because then I'm at f8 because I always shoot at the lowest possible ISO.
Yeah.
Unless... Well, yeah, lowest possible ISO to the situation.
Yeah.
Even without a strobe, like, if I can get away with 100, I'm shooting at 100 no matter what. I'll take the hit on speed, because most of the time I'm not doing sports. But if I'm doing sports, it's a whole different situation, and I have a tripod for that.
This is an example of the 35 millimeter with the 1.4. And then I had to switch to my 85, but I made it f-stop 8 so that you could legibly read chemistry in the back of it.
Yeah.
That was something that I had to step out of my comfort zone because I don't normally work with that. So I'm like taking 5-10 pictures of the same pose. So I'm like, let me get different ISOs, different this, different that, because I don't want this to be fucked up.
See,
can I curse on here?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
I don't want it to be fucked up when I go back and I'm not able to deliver because I was uncomfortable to move out of the bokeh and to get the soft edges and all that shit like that.
See, I used to shoot on really shitty cameras, so I had to be okay with not doing that. So I'm kind of used to really crisp all the way through pictures.
Yeah.
But also now that I'm mostly, like, film is my biggest thing. You don't really get to take just an absolute shit ton of pictures and then pick the best one. You kind of, especially with mine, I get 10 shots per roll, and that roll is like $15. So it's expensive. So you got to make sure you get what you want in the photo. So you're taking your time to set it up and think about it. So you've got to think about what f-stop, what ISO, and what all that you want. So it's just a whole different process, and that's kind of why I'm used to it. But also, right now I shoot on a Canon 5D Mark IV. No matter what the fuck I do, that thing's gonna look crispy as fuck, dude. It's so good.
You paid the money for it.
Yeah, I did.
To mention a point that we were talking about earlier, I also personally noticed that you have a more tame aura about you nowadays. Not that it's diluted or dull, but it's more approachable. And I guess that's just what maturity is, us growing up, going through college.
No, that's me moving off campus and having nothing to do but play video games all day. I'm so bored now with life. Dude, I don't even go shirtless anywhere hardly anymore. It feels so sad.
Do you feel like it was the audience that would kind of energize you to do
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. I started this in college because it was funny.
I have a video of you on my Snapchat memories I saw yesterday of you dancing in the crowd.
Oh, Lord.
It was our freshman year. And
is that the one picture where you got that one good picture of me that I still use?
It was in the Greek theater where you were doing handstands.
Yeah.
On the seats.
It's just fun to show off for people.
Because it's entertainment at the end of the day, however you want to look at it. But I don't know, man. I'm not sure what the remedy is.
I've definitely
feel like you're not as what do you feel like? What have you been doing to kind of branch out? If you feel like people aren't coming to you, like, if I have the skill, if I
like photo wise,
like what?
Man,
how do you feel like you're overcoming that?
At this point, I'm kind of
move out of Fayetteville.
Yeah, that's kind of because I'm planning on moving to Austin in about a year and a half.
Okay.
And once I move there,
like a Fayetteville on steroids.
That's exactly why I'm happy.
Yeah.
Plus, I should be able to make it work a lot better there because people always need photography out there.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm just trying to get a job in general. But I think I might have just gotten a job with a moving company, and I think if I get that job,
Chunks moving junk.
No.
Oh. I like that moving company.
Is that an actual place here?
Yeah.
Oh, crazy. No.
Well, maybe not here, but I know College Hunks moving junk. I've always seen their truck.
Oh, no, this one's...
Two guys in the truck, that one?
No, this one's Modern Movers. They're like a new company right by the sex shop on College.
That's our brand.
Right? That's our brand. But I was gonna... One of the main dude there is also a realtor for Lindsay, so I'm going to see if I can get in for realty photography for Lindsay.
That would be hard.
Because I also have a drone. And
I was just going to ask you, what do you feel is your most accomplished picture or photo opportunity?
What do you mean?
what picture did you feel like kind of put either the price or where you mentally can say, wow, my picture's been displayed here?
Pull up my Instagram. I would pull it up on mine, but I can't with, recording.
Is your account public?
Yeah. Twisted Taffy.
But go ahead, describe it for me. I guess since they can't see it.
Yeah, are you talking about like shoot wise or just like an overall picture that was like this is a solid
something where it's recognized. Like for instance, a friend of mine, B Watts, you probably know of him.
Yeah, I skate with him every Thursday.
Yeah. B Watts was recently had a stint at Crystal Bridges. So I'm not gonna speak for him, but I can imagine that in his mind he's like, I had a open viewing of my photos for 3 months at Crystal Bridges.
Yeah,
where there's world-renowned art here.
See,
that's a stat.
So, you know what I mean? Junior year, back before I was any kind of acceptable, in my opinion, like I was a good photographer, but I wasn't where I'm at now.
As far as editing or just
photos in general, just all around. I had Art Ventures. They're a local like artist. Not really a pop-up. They had a place and like they display local artists in the area. It's like a mini museum kind of thing, and you can buy their art. And the curator like hit me up and was like, "Hey, I want to look into getting your stuff like viewed here." And I was like, "I would love that," but then nothing came out of it because like I don't know, it just never really popped through.
Shit happens.
And then like also I just didn't have the money to like really like print and like frame shit. I didn't really understand how any of that worked. But and
I'm sure if it would have fell through, he would have assisted with that, or at least get some tips and like, okay, we'll do this. We want this type frame.
So I've got a few. Like I don't have any specific like photo shoots overarching. I've got set photos that I really love.
That you're proud of.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I feel like one that really a lot of my work is with my best friend Aubrey.
I see her. Oh, I remember. This is a
just because she. I know I can do whatever the fuck I want with her, and she's comfortable with fucking everything. So this photo shoot that we did was a milk-based photo shoot because I'd seen a picture of a girl getting just water thrown at her, and it was really cool. And this bitch fucking loves milk. Like, we'll drink a gallon of milk a week, and I'm like, ugh. But
how did you pull him to do this all?
I asked him. I've been good friends with him for a while.
I don't think I've ever seen him. Who is this?
I forget names off the top of my head.
Right.
It should be tagged in there.
I see him.
But yeah, so most of the shoots that I've done with Aubrey are always great because I know that I can trust her. She knows what I want to do, and we work well together. Plus, I know that if there's something she's not cool with, she'll fucking tell me. So, like, I don't have to worry about really beating around the bush.
Have a good rapport with one another.
So we did that photo shoot was a milk photo shoot where we kind of just threw milk at each other and made that work. It got really, really sticky because I didn't realize how milk was.
Yes, sir. Vitamin D.
And then a couple of years ago, pulled my page back up because I got a couple more. We did a nude shoot at Devil's Den that was fucking phenomenal, and it's some of my best work that I've ever done.
Oh, that's not what Carly. I was thinking about. I remember Carly did a shoot somewhere out there.
This is probably one of my favorite photos that I've done. This was with the girl in the art department, and there's just so much. Like emotion in it. And so for the people that can't see it, it's a picture of a girl like grabbing her waist with her hands.
Nice belly button. Yes, sir.
And it's just fucking fantastic.
I agree. That's a nice shot.
And then there's one more. I was out getting drunk at the lake, and I had my camera with me because I always carry it with me. Let's see if I can find the photo. Here it is. And it's a photo of a girl floating on a big rubber ducky. Yeah. And the entirety of the picture in the background is completely black. You can see the ripples of the water, and you can.
I commented on it. Yeah. I was like, "What the fuck? How'd you pull this off?"
And the cool thing about it is none of that is edited.
And it took me a second because I thought you had messed around and went on Photoshop and put and darken the background, but that's just the water.
Yeah. Well, there's also the sky in the back.
Right.
But, like, there's just enough space that, like, it was so bright that day that you could just turn everything to the perfect settings, and it's such a beautiful photo.
Yeah, this is, what's the word? Display worthy.
Yeah, and I have it displayed in my room.
Yeah.
I was going to make, like, a full print and frame it, but, you know, pandemic happened, and then all of my art hookups and connections kind of got fucked over.
Right.
So I'm kind of waiting, but I do really want to, like, display that one. The problem with my stuff is I'm not like, if you see a photo of mine, it's pretty easy to tell that it's a photo of mine, but none of them have a real clear, like, connection to each other. So I feel like it's really hard.
Sporadic?
Yeah, it's very, like, all over the place in my photos, so I feel like it's kind of hard.
Do you feel like you're still finding your style?
What?
Do you feel like you're still finding your style?
No, I feel like I've got my style. I'm not the type of person that, like, photos bounce off of each other. Like, one photo shoot's not going to connect to another photo shoot all that much. So it's hard to get, like, a museum piece in a sense.
How it's displayed is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Like on Instagram.
Even then, yeah. Like if I wanted to get, like, a museum exhibit or, like, an art exhibit, like, put up, like, each individual photo would be its own individual photo. It wouldn't be a grand overarching theme. In a sense, like, there would be a theme because a lot of it's the human body and, like, how it is and, like...
Yeah. I think I would... I don't have a front like that. Let me go back to your page. I don't have a front like that.
I got
so
one or two more.
The Instagram page I have is the only way that I can really display it other than when the clients post it on their social medias.
That's the other big thing that really fucks me over, is I don't have anybody posting the photos that I take of them. I do a lot of photo shoots for free because there are a lot of friends and I want to get some interesting stuff, and I give them the photos and they do fucking nothing with it. And I'm like, why the fuck did you do this?
Xavier posted yours.
Yeah, well, that's different. He's a photographer and he's cool. Like, I actually got some that I got to get scanned this weekend for him. But, like, I'm talking about, like, just general people, like, people in general that aren't photographers or don't know the struggle. Like, I did a photo shoot with you. I want you to use those photos.
Yeah.
I'm going to be using them. Like, tag me in it. I just need you to be like, photo cred this person, and that's it. That's all I fucking want.
Even like on their story or some shit. Doesn't even have to be.
This is probably one of the first photo shoots I ever did. But it's probably one of my strongest. That's my brother.
Ooh. I remember all of these. Yeah.
Which really helps because he's just a fucking good-looking dude.
Yeah.
Dumb as rocks, but really good-looking dude.
You dig?
So it's really easy to take photos of him. But I don't know, most of the shit with Audrey is fantastic, which sadly she moved back to Kansas City, so it's kind of hard to work with her, but I need to get a couple more shoots, because if I can get a couple more shoots with her, I'm planning on making not a design, but like a semi-legitimate book out of it, because I have enough photos of her that I want to make something called the Aubrey EP.
Yeah. That'd be hard.
Just like a tribute to her, because she's honestly the whole reason that I was able to get my photography to where it is, because she was always down to shoot, always down to do whatever we could think of, and, like, super comfortable and always supported it. So, like, I owe most of my skills to her.
I think for me, damn near every shoot I do, I'm trying to personally not challenge myself, but at least give myself something new to edit. Like, when I go home, do I want to keep doing the same pose? I want to keep looking at the same pose. And I also want the person to feel as though this photo shoot is unique to me.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of...
See, that's my thing with posing. Like, because I hate doing just the generic... boring, not really boring, they're good poses, but like just the generic everyone knows what pose it is pose. So like it's always so hard for me to think of what the fuck to get someone to do.
Be comfortable. Like literally, I've had to like caress my body, poke my ass out. So the one, like,
see, that's what I do.
I'll mirror them. I'll say just mirror
exactly.
Exactly.
See, I can't
shit like that.
Yeah.
That's something that this isn't some crazy angle, but the way that the light, the shadows, the sky, the greenery, to me, that's a really good shot.
Yeah, because like I'm not good at telling a person what to do, but I'm really good at showing them what to do, because I can do a lot of the stuff the same way they can. I'm just like, put your hand here, no, a little bit higher, no, a little bit further down. I'm like, no, just put it like, just fucking do this.
I think I've been lucky to get enough people that after, you just have to know the person. Sometimes they literally need to see. Sometimes I've worked with people that don't want to see any of the photos, and then I've worked with some people that want to see, can I at least see one? And then once they see that they look good or whatever, like, oh, okay. And then
are you talking about like during the shoot?
During the shoot.
Okay, so yeah.
I've had some dudes that be like, I trust you, I want to look at it because I'm getting my head.
So that's nice.
Yeah.
But like a lot of the times I'll just scroll through the last like couple of photos we shot and then see it, and I'm like, hey, so these aren't the final edits, but they're good. But like these aren't like I haven't touched them in the edit, and it looks different on a computer screen than it does on a 3-inch LCD screen.
For me, as far as accomplishment or feeling like, have I been not appreciated? That sounds so self-serving, but in something I could be feel accomplished about. I haven't garnered that yet, and I think because I've only moved in a digital space.
Yeah.
So for me, the opportunities I've had have really been on some. Ooh, I look forward to this account posting it or this account posting it, because for me, I'm still in school for mechanical engineering.
Yeah.
So I'm not. This isn't my. This
Photography
is a
isn't
hobby.
the end.
Right. I would love to make it a career.
Yeah.
If my cards line up that way, but it's a hobby. So for me, taking a photo shoot, and it just so like there's been a few of my photos that have been posted by like accounts with 80,000 followers. 50,000
See, I've never had that.
But it's only because the person that posted it tagged other posts, and then those big accounts pick it up and say, "Ooh." Or I've had like magazines on a magazine on Tumblr retweet. I don't have Tumblr, but apparently that's a big deal if you get retweeted by certain communities.
I wish.
Or I've had the UA Hill Traveler magazine here use my photos for a story. Or
I mean, I worked for them for 2 years.
Exactly.
It's not a huge accomplishment,
right.
but it's like...
But it's a feeling of, okay, at least I'm getting my stuff put somewhere.
Yeah.
Rather than me being the one posting everything.
See, that's my problem. That's kind of where I'm stuck at right now, which I'm kind of just waiting until I'm fully done with school, and then I can actually put some more effort into it. Because, like, I've been focusing on school. I'm a theater major. It's like... Because it's really close to the same, but, like, there's so much difference between theater and photography that you kind of have to pick one or the other.
I'll give an example of one that I have in the works that I'm excited for. And even though this doesn't necessarily put money in my pocket at all, or it doesn't necessarily mean I've leveled up, but a friend of mine designs clothes, and she literally hit me up today about, hey, I got a few outfits, can you take my picture? How much would that cost? I'm like, well, I charge the whatever hourly rate. And she's like, okay, cool, because I'm doing a collaboration with the insert fashion brand equivalent to Fashion Nova, to where they have millions of followers, and it's one of those storefronts where it's like an H&M type shit, one of those brands. And I don't want to say the names yet because I don't really know if I should be talking about. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's an NDA type shit, but I also don't want to say it out loud
and then get fucked over later.
That or not even happen, and I'm like, fuck. I started talking about it in it. So, but she's like, they're gonna take the photos. Well, they need 2 or 3 of me to put juxtaposed to a picture of their model in my clothing. And she's like, okay, in this summer at this date, my collection will take off with them, and I'll get 10% of all the sales or whatever. And it's like, but I need pictures of myself in them to give to them by a certain date. So for me, I'm like, oh, cool. So are they gonna like... that's so cool that because you have to apply for it. And they're like, if you give us 8 pieces, we might choose you to be mass produced. And imagine if she said, as a 21-year-old, if you sell 100,000 shirts, 10%, that's 10,000.
Yeah.
You fuck around and sell 500,000, that's 50,000. You sell 1 million, that's 100,000 in your pocket as a 21-year-old. You never know, the sky's the limit. And that's if one shirt is that popular. There's a lot of people that buy from this storefront. Yeah. So if you have 8 collections, 10% for a 20-year-old, at least getting your foot in the door in the fashion community is a big statement. So she's very excited. This is a grand opportunity for her. For me, I'm just excited for the fact that
my name's on it.
A picture of mine is going to be posted by a big company. Now, I can't put that on a resume. I mean, technically I could, but it's an Instagram post.
You're a published photographer at that point. You definitely can.
Right. But it's different if she... Oh, shit. It's different if that brand hits me up to say, we want you to take this picture.
I can edit it out.
Okay. It's probably not that big of a deal, but I was just trying to give some anonymity. But it's different if that brand says, we want you to take this picture, rather than we just need the creator to send us 2 or 3 pictures. Yeah. But I will be able to say, go on that page. For instance, Xavier had a picture posted today by an account that has 1 million followers. Did you see it? No. I can show you right now. Now, of course, no one in the comments, the post is not about him. Yeah. He took the picture, though. So I went in the comments and I went, congratulations to this lady, but at Professor X Photography. Like, I was like, look, I understand, I'm proud of her, but we gonna have to... He took this picture. Okay. And look how many followers. I know her. Look how many followers I got. So his picture is on a page with 1.7 million. Damn. Now, of course, the page is about, look at the scholar, she's graduating, this and that. Still. No one is thinking about who took that pic. But it's the principle of the fact that he is validated now to say, wow, whether I'm the pull of the attention or not, I could tag my name or people can say, oh, that's the photographer that did it. It's more eyes. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So for me, accomplishment and or validation is kind of on a digital space right now. I really don't have anything that's physical. See, so with that, I mean, that's kind of the same for me. I don't have anything posted out there. Like, definitely not like Brandon has, but also he's, what, in his 30s? Brandon? Yeah. Who's that?
B Watts.
Oh, I call him B Watts. I've never called him Brandon. yeah, go ahead.
But like, he's been doing it for a while. He's established.
And his prices are enough to where he can support himself.
And I'm not
he has a studio.
Yeah, he has to charge those prices, and I get
try
it.
Not to compare myself to someone that's literally been in the game for a minute.
Yeah, I don't either.
How
but
long
then
have you been doing photography?
Since sophomore year, so
4 years,
4 or 5 at this point.
I think I'm coming up on my first 1 year.
Yeah, but also like back when I did it, it was definitely more of a hobby thing, like that I wanted to turn into career. But it was also more art focused, more than money making focused.
Exactly.
So like now that I'm in the point where I've spent like $10,000 on it, I'm like I need to start making money.
At least break even.
But so the thing with it, I think one of the things that I need to do, which I'm planning on doing, like. My biggest thing is just working with more people who I feel like will get my name out there and like actively use my photos. Because like I'm cool with doing. If I'm getting my philosophy is if you approach me, it's gonna cost money. If I approach you, it won't.
Yeah, that's how I do it too.
Because
if I ask you to come, you ain't gotta worry about it. Yeah.
Because that means I'm looking for a specific look that I want to get out of my photos, and you're getting free photos out of it.
Right.
Please use them.
Right. That's happening for me actually this weekend.
And so. I've got a couple of people that I'm hitting up and hopefully working with that have connections to some more people in the fashion industry and whatnot that I'm hoping will work.
Realty thing could actually kick off for you too.
I'm really fucking hoping so because that's good money. That's $300 a house, and if I did like 5 of those a day or 5 of those a week, like that's
honestly, bro,
a couple thousand.
I had to swallow my pride, and literally a few nights ago, I DM'd all my favorite rappers and shit on Instagram and just said, hey, do you have a personal photographer? And then I said, and do you plan on coming to the southern states? Because I'd love to travel and take a photo shoot with you or at your show, whatever, right?
I've done that for the Traveler. Like I shot Springtime of Youth, as you know, because I got some good photos of you. And like I want to do more of that. It's just
only one of them responded, but the fact that and that doesn't mean that he responded. That means I'm about to be rubbing shoulders with rappers. But the fact that he responded shows that he saw that there's a photographer in the South that's willing to travel and wants to take my pictures.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that out of all the DMs that this man could have received, he opened mine and said, okay, photographer.
Yeah.
Whether he uses me or not, in the back of his mind, he could say, there's a guy down there that's willing and wants to work. He approached me. You know
the other big things that I'm trying to do, like, that I need to start doing, and I think, like, especially if you're doing more artistic shoots, is to send them to photo contests, like publishing through.
I got a question. I don't want to.
No, you're good.
I don't want to interrupt. Go ahead.
Like photo contests and photo like magazines that actually publish it. It's definitely more of the artistic community, but if you can get published in those, then that's a big fucking deal, and you can actually use that. You know, you're a published photographer and whatnot.
I had 2 questions. One I'm going to put ahead of this other one since you're talking about publishing and communities. Have you heard about NFTs?
Non-fungible tokens?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to make my first NFT.
I hate the idea of it. I hate it so much.
You can hate it as much as you want, but people are really making money.
I get it. I know.
On top of, and of course people are going to con it. Of course people are going to get over on it. Honestly, I think it's a way for people to just keep circling and funneling money because it's another way to say, I'm a millionaire. I'm gonna spend $2 million on this red JPEG.
Yeah.
And then my money's there. You know what I mean? So a lot of times I do feel like certain loopholes are there that we aren't privy to because we're not in that tax bracket. But at the end of the day, if you painted a painting and you sell it, it's not yours. So if it sells for $20 million tomorrow, it doesn't matter. You sold it for whatever price you gave it away for. NFT allows you to have a percentage that you input, where every time it's sold, you get a cut. That alone, I'm in favor for. Whether it be a photo, a GIF, a JPEG, music, content, audio, whatever it is, you can have residuals for it. That's why this is such a game changer.
Yeah.
Because now the art world is not reserved off for the big ballers that can spend money and be in those off the shore, off the record auctions. The auction is on the internet.
Yeah.
We're all playing a part. So I went ahead. It's like you got to use a cryptocurrency for it.
Yeah.
So I'm okay. Let me go buy some Ethereum. You need 0.005 to mine or.
Come on, Dogecoin to the moon, bro.
And that's fine. For me, I was just trying to get started. I'm like, which one I need? Ethereum, cool. I need this much. Okay, I'll put $25 there. Now I have 0.01, and I only need 0.005. Fuck it, whatever. So the idea is to put an NFT photo up because I have a few. It's been a minute since I took a regular site photo. I don't want to put a photo of someone to be sold because that's weird. Who wants to? I mean, of course you can buy photos of people, but ideally, my mind goes, okay, this photo of, let's say, a diner can be put in restaurants, homes. It can literally be sold, printed, put somewhere in TJ Maxx on a fucking random. You know what I mean?
So the way you're describing it seems it's a lot like, oh shit, what's
all it is a valuable. For instance, I'll give you an example.
Well, there's like a website, Shutterstock. It's what you're describing is a lot like Shutterstock.
The difference is that it's about validation. So I'll give you an example. Trading cards physically.
Yeah.
You can literally, the factory can say, we printed 20 of those copies, and 20 of those have a specific number on it that validates that those are real. If you don't have 20 of these, you don't have it. Essentially, relate that to the digital space. So if you have a picture, I can screenshot it. Now we both have the picture.
Yeah.
The difference is that this NFT says on paper, on record, you have the official copy.
Yeah.
That's all it is. So yeah, it's almost as if having an MP3, and then I'm ripping the audio.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you have the audio, but I still have the original file. You know what I'm saying? So that's the power. That's the worth of it on a digital storefront.
And then the only other thing with NFTs is, like, whenever I think of it, and it's just because, like, whenever you say NFT, I'm thinking of, like, you know, like, you played, oh god, what's a fucking old game? I don't, like, Club Penguin or something, and then you, like, go into the store and you see those, like, bouncing little icons that you buy that are, like, purely cosmetic. They don't actually do anything in game. That's a lot what I think of when you think of NFTs.
What I think NFTs are really doing are future-proofing what the world could become. So if you think about it, I play VR gaming. So imagine 15, 20 years. VR has been around since the 70s.
Yeah.
Actually, since the 50s or 40s, but it wasn't VR gaming or virtual reality until the most recent history. Anyone with a smartphone can do virtual reality, right?
Yeah.
But the VR space has changed radically just within the decade.
Oh,
Soon, in my own bedroom, I can be playing a sport with my hands, right? You remember PlayStation Home?
No.
Okay, remember Sims?
Yeah.
Remember IMVU, Club Penguin?
Yeah.
Okay, imagine a digital world, in a sense, that, okay, we have Corona. The macaroni opened up a space of digital concerts.
That parallelogram.
We literally had to move our physical realm to digital space.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now imagine all the situation. We literally have a springtime concert that's digital.
Yeah.
Right?
Fucking sucks.
Right? Now imagine, this is off topic, but just imagine how they could have played that. Remember we have silent karaoke?
Yeah.
Imagine if they had headsets where we look on the stage and T-Pain's on the stage. And we're all wearing headsets. See how easy that's synced up?
Yeah.
See how easy we can now make augmented reality? Okay. Now let me translate that to digital space with NFT. Do you remember the Wu-Tang album that sold one of one copy for however $1 million to Martin Shkreli or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know enough about it to understand what you're talking about.
Let's have an example. Let's say if I make an album as an NFT, and some guy buys it, and he makes a digital room in VR that says, hey, yo, we got a listening party for Alexander's rare album never before listened to. You can buy a ticket to come listen to it for $2,000 a pop.
You know the first person that's going to do that is?
Who?
Kanye West.
Most definitely.
Wholeheartedly going to be the first person that ever fucking did it.
I would definitely love to be there. But imagine that if it's basically, I feel like it's gearing the world up for digital galleries, digital concerts, digital storefronts, digital beings. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like VR chat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Except now, when you see that Mona Lisa or when you see that equivalent of Mona Lisa, when I'm in the VR space, I'm looking at that. That's where my mind goes to when I think of the possibilities of, okay, yeah, I got a shiny little token on my web browser, but how does that translate? Can I use it? No, it's literally a laminated card of Kanye that I bought for $40,000. What am I going to do with it? It's literally making the market. It's literally saying, yeah, it's a Kanye
I mean,
card.
it's really like, if you think about it, it's really no different than collecting shoes. I know people that pay $20,000 for a pair of Nike Air Max 1s or whatever.
The difference is that you can wear those. Those have a physical use.
You can, but they ain't gonna wear them because that takes the value out.
But the option to have utility is the difference. That's why NFT is so scary and interesting, because people are putting a lot of money into something that hasn't been proven. But you'd rather be there early than late. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm excited. That's why I'm excited to even just put a picture of a corner store and say, okay, the automatic buying price for this is $1,000, which translates to whatever Ethereum. But I'll let you bid on it. It might not sell shit, but if it does, I will, however many times that's sold, I'll get 10% of every sale.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
So to kind of like...
It favors the artist. It favors the artist.
To kind of like parallel to that a little bit, like the biggest... Like, I'm all for it. That sounds fun. The only problem with it is, like I totally get not wanting to use people, because that's, like, that feels kind of like you're selling someone's identity, in a sense, to me a little bit. But,
well,
like...
you could, but I just don't want to...
Yeah. But, like, in terms of, like, taking pictures of just stuff around here, it's like I've been taking photos outside for fucking 4 years at this point, and, like, Fayetteville's a small place. I don't care what anyone says.
I'm ready to leave.
I'm already, like, I feel like I've taken... Like, I don't have...
Any interest in taking pictures of things in the area, because I feel like I've already done it.
Yeah, I've grown it,
Yeah, so, like, I'm ready to just go to a new place where everything is new to take pictures of, because, like, I have... Like, walking around, it's so hard to get inspiration because you go to the same place on Dixon Street every time for photos, and you're like...
Beautiful transition, because my next question was, other than photography, how do you feel as though you put art into the world? This podcast is one.
Yeah. So, like, I started the podcast specifically because I wanted to get my voice out there more so, and, like, my main one that I focus more on is a sex podcast, just because that's a bigger part of my life.
Actually, that's the one that I was listening to.
Yeah.
Because when you said Twisted with Taffy, I was like, we were talking about sex. But,
well, so I have two. The main brand is Twisting It with Taffy.
Yeah.
This one is Indecent Exposure, because I'm a nude photographer, and that's a funny name.
Which is very brave, because I've talked to a few photographers that won't touch it with a 10-foot stick.
Yeah. Touch what?
Boudoir, nude.
I fucking hate those people.
Yeah. It's because I feel like they themselves are just not comfortable with
It's
that.
It's because we're in Arkansas.
Maybe.
In my opinion.
Maybe.
But, like... And then the other one's just called A Sex Talk with Taffy, and it's just... I'm just cutting shit, talking about people's sex lives and what weird shit we can get into.
Yeah.
But... Outside of that, like, I'm a theater major, about to have a bachelor's in it.
Turn up.
I don't really want to pursue stagecraft because I don't care, but, like, I want to get into the film industry, which that's why I'm also trying to go to Austin, because, like, outside of photography, my other dream goal is to be a Steadicam operator.
Yeah.
I would love to be that dude running around with the big arm and the big-ass camera on the Steadicam gimbal, and just fucking and whatnot.
Hanging out of cars, shooting Fast Furious 9 and
yeah.
shit.
Oh my god, dude. I've met the people that do that with the big car and the gigantic, like, crane boom, because they were here for True Detective Season 3, and I got to be in that car and helping them.
Yeah.
There's nothing more I want to do in life. That sounds like so much fucking fun.
Traveling, stories, the connections, people.
And then, like, I also want to get on, as a band photographer and tour with the band. I'd love to do that for a couple of years, which was something else I wanted to talk about. So I'm going to segue into it real quick, and then we'll hop onto it. If things work out like I'm hoping, I got a few friends in bands, and they said that they might be needing a photographer, and I said, fucking tell me, I'll be there. But also... They know some larger bands in the area, and I told them, like, yo, I will travel up to, like, 2 or 3 hours for a photo shoot if you're paying.
Yeah.
Like, just let me know. So I need to message them and see.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, getting businesses to, like, agree to pay you, because I got a couple of friends that own some gyms in the area that I really need to do some stuff with. But back to, like, making my art, it's just, like... Like, in terms of, like, when people think of art, they think, like, painting and stuff like that. And I just don't have any interest in, like, I've tried it. Not a big fan of painting, but, like...
Would you consider yourself art, and that podcasting and photography is just the way that you express it?
Like, do what?
Like, on a more grander sense? It's undeniable that the way you even move about life, it has a music, like a rhythm to it.
Oh, see, yeah. Well, I wouldn't necessarily consider my... podcast and photography a part of, like, me being art. Like, my personality, the way I go, is very artistic in the sense that, like, nobody else is like me.
Jewelry, hair, clothing.
Nobody's gonna do the shit that I do. And, like, when you see me, you know it's me. It's like, we've been wearing a mask this entire pandemic, and even when it was fucking snowing, and, like, you had to wear, jackets and hoodies and be fully covered up, people were like, Taffy, what are you doing here? And I'm like, how the fuck did you know it's me? They're like, come on. Like, how you really gonna think, like... Yeah. But, so, like, in sense, like, I do believe, the way I operate is very artistic in a sense, but also like everything I want to do, like I just want to get a message out there. What that message is changes every once in a while, but like right now it's just to, you know, be yourself, and it doesn't really matter what other people do. Let them do it, as long as it's not like actively hurting another person.
Interesting, because I feel like the 2 podcasts I do, in a sense, is art. I consider that art.
Yeah.
Along with the photography.
Well, yeah, a podcast is definitely an artistic process. But like for me,
I think just consumption. I think that's what I equate it to. Consumption in any form.
Yeah.
You know, we can be in a silent room and I'll be like art. You know what I mean?
Throw a skateboard on the sidewalk. Art.
Right.
But like for me, a podcast, like I get that it is an artistic process. It just doesn't feel like it because it's something I like to. It's just I'm just talking with friends.
Is it therapeutic for you or?
A little bit, but it's more so I'm just having a conversation with friends because all of my podcasts have pretty much been with people I know, and even if not, I don't have a fucking problem starting up a weird ass conversation with someone in public completely randomly. Doesn't bother me at all. So it's just like I'm not really putting effort into it. All I have to do, I had to spend the money to get the gear, and I have to set it up, which takes 5 to 10 minutes. And then outside of that, you talk with someone for an hour. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's like 30 minutes of work.
But I appreciate you or me or anyone that's willing to have conversations and just put them out there, because people like me, I just need shit to listen to. Like, if I'm in my house quiet, I feel weird. I gotta play music, a podcast. I gotta say, hey, Google, play some thunderstorm noises. Like, and maybe it's because we've been born in a digital era where we always have something playing background, whether it's TV, dogs, whatever it is.
I can't imagine like the younger kids growing up because they literally have no idea. Because I remember having a fucking track phone, dude, and I had to wait till middle school to have I didn't even get an iPhone I never had an iPhone until my senior year of high school. I didn't get an iPod until I started high school.
See, I was lucky enough to get I had already had a laptop and desktop by like 4th grade, and then.
We had a family computer, but that was about it.
See, 1st grade, I had my first phone. So I was introduced very early to just having a digital footprint.
My family was also super poor, so we didn't have a lot of.
My mom was on some safety shit. Like, if I could take. It doesn't have to do anything, but I could take multiple buses home. I could either go to Boys and Girls Club, my uncle's house, my mom's house.
Where are you from?
Little Rock.
Oh, okay. That's a whole different atmosphere then. You're in a lot bigger of a space.
So she was like, I'm going to get you this phone so you always have a way to contact me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Type shit like that.
See, like, because for me.
No one else in 1st grade has a phone. There's no reason to have a phone in 1st grade, you know.
Well, like, because for me,
before smart.
My entire situation was, I wake up, catch the bus to school, I'm there all day, and I come back and my mom's already home. So, like, there's literally no reason. If I'm going anywhere, it's with my mom. Because I also I was a 30-minute drive from any school that I went to. I lived out in the fucking boonies. Like, you walk, you go to the next couple of houses, and there's Confederate flags, and every once in a while, like, I definitely grew up with some people who had Nazi flags out in the back, and I'm just like, cool, fun. But, I got a 4-wheeler, and, you'd go out and into the boonies and 4-wheel for
some ringworms.
Also, this is super off topic from this, but that's okay. That's the beauty of a podcast. Like, literally where I live, where I used to live, my old house, I lived there for 21 years of my life. There are legitimately still slave houses standing.
Wow.
About a mile away.
Pictures of that.
I can, yeah. It's on someone's property though, so that's rough.
If you can get this close, I would love to see that.
We can go. I can show you there sometime.
I might not want to go.
Well,
because,
yeah. Well, you said we, so I was like, I can show you where they're at.
I mean, shit, I'd love to like it on Instagram. I might not go because there might still be some residual ghosts out there. I might be good.
Oh, I don't know about residual ghosts, but that place is the most fucking paranormal place I've ever been to. If you have a paranormal podcast or a way to talk about it, I'd love to talk about it on my podcast because it's a fucking 30-minute talk, no problem.
The 2 podcasts I have they focus on like black culture, society, and dialogue and discourse, and the other one
I can't really help with that one.
I mean, we've had people that weren't black on there that kind of spoke to or had questions or commentary.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm unfamiliar.
Of course.
I was going to fucking pledge, but I just never had the money.
Right. That shit's expensive.
Yeah.
And then the other one's like based on internet culture.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. I think
even if you just want to have a chat about it, dude, cause like
literally I had to take a friend to the airport because she was going back. I think it was my girlfriend at the time. I don't remember. Either way, we were driving through and this fucking set of 3 triangular lights, like no higher than the treetop, like zipped on, stopped, and then took a left. like just instantaneously, and we both saw it, and we were like, because it was literally right next to my old house, and I don't like. I firmly believe in aliens because I've seen some situations a couple of times, especially in Arizona, that I just don't fucking trust. But you know, there's a couple of things out there that I get chills about talking about even now that have happened out at my old house. But that doesn't really have anything to do with art. It's just a fun paranormal thing.
You dig?
But yeah, so to kind of get on to you, because we've talked about me a lot, which I don't mind. It's fun talking about it every once in a while. But I want to get to know you a little bit more.
Okay.
So where do you want your photography to go?
I think for me, like I said earlier, it's not because the industry I want to go into is in STEM, but I would love if my photography reached the heights of.
Well, then, like, do you see any way of combining the two more so?
And that's so when I interned at NASA, they have their own radio station. They have their own TV production on site. The one that I was at. So you have
I forget you did that. That sounded like so much fun.
It was. So you have like filmmakers and or anchors or videographers, photographers out that work on NASA, that are NASA employees, because they need all this documented. They need all this historical context. They need everything has a record of it happening. Honestly, I feel like I would love to be renowned in a sense where it's in my mind. Of course, I'm not going to limit myself. I wouldn't sit here and say household name like Andy Warhol or some shit like that. But I don't even think it's
He's not a photographer. He's a painter. But
people like that,
like an Ansel Adams.
I feel like I would love to be able to I want to get to where I can comfortably live off my art at a lifestyle that I would want.
Yeah, so that's where I want to get.
So if I'm going from, and even if I don't get to where it's a career or a main breadwinner, I would love for my pictures to be published by a magazine or like a TV show, or to be sought after to say. So not celebrities, but just renowned people in production say, I want his photo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because, like, with mine, I don't... Like, I would never say no to being a household name. That'd be fucking great. That's money. Like an Annie Leibovitz, but without all the racism. That'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
But what I really would love is to, be renowned or well-known in the community in which I'm working with.
Yeah.
I want to, like, if I ever went to, like, a conference, everyone's like, oh my god, Taffy, I'm so, like, it's so cool finally meeting you. Like, I love your work, kind of thing. I would love to get to that point.
Yeah. I think, because I still get a rush anytime when I give their photos back and they're edited, I still get a rush from their excitement. So for me, it's like, it's not so self-serving. It's more so I want people to love the picture so much that we have to put it there.
Yeah.
I want his picture because I want to feel the way that he's made so many other people feel when they see that photo. So for me, it's kind of like I'm still operating on the serving part. I feel like not a servant in a bad way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like
a servant's a good word.
Yeah,
like if you're not using it in the old timey text, then it's not a problem. But
because that's how I feel. Like when I take photos of my dearest friends or my family and all that, they have not body issues, but they have self-image compromising thoughts of themselves.
Dude, that's where I'm at. Like, I don't like my picture being taken. I'm behind the photo, but that's because I have enough problems with my nose that I don't fucking like.
Yeah, but it's beautiful to take a picture of my mom and her to be able to, wow.
Yeah. I
haven't sat there and I haven't looked at myself through a lens in I don't know how many years. Or my classmates as they're graduating, they're like, wow, I feel beautiful. I love that.
Yeah.
It would just, it'd be awesome if I could see myself on a billboard or a TV show. Or,
it'd be great.
Or like a commercial or some shit, I don't know.
So then, like, because I would love to be like the photographer that lands a model on Dior or something like that.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Yeah, something like that. Where it's like a fashion, like you have Jeremy Scott's for the Off-White.
After this, I'll show you somebody. I went to high school with him. He's a major model out in New York and LA and whatnot at this point.
Black?
Yeah.
I know him.
Dion?
Yeah. He's friends with my cousin.
Okay. Yeah,
I've
dude.
talked to him before.
You've talked to him recently?
I mean, no.
Oh, okay.
It literally was on he was with my cousin and I just said, hey.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was going to say, because
But I'm aware.
I had math with him and whatnot in high school, and like I've tried talking to him, but he's just so big at this point that he has no time, and he has like one photographer in the area, PK Abelardo. I don't know if you've followed him or anything, but like he's really the only person that works with him. But like I would just love if I could get, like, because he comes back to visit every once in a while in the summer, and I'm like, if I could shoot with you, dude, fucking, I'd be set.
Yeah.
You have 80,000 followers. Plus, he's a good-ass looking dude, and it would be easy to... He knows what he's doing.
He's a natural.
Yeah.
He knows what he looks like behind a camera.
But that's also because he did football for 4 fucking years and was already pre-built.
Even without the physique, even knowing how to position your body when you're looking at a lens, a lot of what I do is having to position a chin, a nose, an ear, a hip, a swivel of a knee, or some shit like that, you know.
Yeah, and he's someone I would absolutely love, because it was so weird walking into the mall like a couple years ago, because he was the face of PacSun for like 3 months.
Yeah.
And it was fucking wild. I'm like,
you never know.
I went to school with that motherfucker.
You never know.
But yeah. So then with your photography, like, would you say that you have a style then?
That's the one thing that I've been struggling with.
Because I would say you do.
I love that you feel like I have a style, because me, I'm 5'6". There's only so much shit I can do from 5'6" and below. I can't get taller. So I've literally been
get a fucking ladder.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I literally might either need to bring a stool or find shit to parkour off of, because otherwise, with the lenses I have, you're always gonna.
There's always an up angle.
That's what I've been doing recently with the 35.
Yeah.
But essentially, my style is this eye level and below.
Well, not even that. Like, for me, because you have.
And I think editing as well. I have a bunch of presets that I've created.
Yeah, see, because I can definitely tell when it's your photo that I see on Instagram, because like yours has a weirdly, like, it's a lot darker on the edges, and then it comes into a smooth but dark finish on the person that you're shooting.
Warm. And that's because I shoot a lot of people of color.
Yeah, and
so
it's a whole different field shooting color versus
and using
white.
a Sigma lens as well, that shoots soft, at least with a 35. That's a soft shooter. And for some reason, my 85 Canon is shooting soft. I feel like it shoots very warm. So I have to cater to the skin tone, because you never want to put a filter on someone where they could be white and then now they look pale, or they look
especially
discolored, you know what I mean?
Especially with fucking African American people, like you throw any kind of yellow or orange on them and they look like a pumpkin, and it's bad
unless you know their undertones.
Yeah.
So there's a friend of mine from Sudan who has brown skin, but she has an olive undertone, so I can bring out some of that green without making her skin look weird.
Yeah.
That's the big thing, is making skin look fine,
without
fucking up the environment.
And it's one of those things that I really need more people to work with. I don't have a lot of people in the African American community, or just, black community in general, that I can really work with to get more experience, because, like, especially when you're shooting a black person with a white person in the same shot, that's so, especially outside, it's so hard to get that without processing. It's rough. It depends on how, like, the different in skin tones are.
I can invite you to the next time I do like a free, because I'm doing one on Sunday, if you just want to come out and shoot just to practice type shit.
Yeah. But with it, like, one of the best tips I've had for it is blue and purples are your go-to. If you're needing,
I'm gonna show you a picture while you're talking.
Yeah, if you need separate lighting for a person, like, of course strobe light, but like if you can throw in some blue and purple undertones, it's because they don't get absorbed by the skin as easily, so like it pops out and it makes you shine a little bit more. Whereas with white people, you want the oranger colors because you want to give them just a little bit more of a tan.
I'm gonna show you this picture.
In a sense.
I'm gonna show you this picture I took at Starlight Stadium.
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck you took photos at Starlight, dude. I tried taking my cameras a couple of times, and it's just no lighting there.
This is back when all I had was a 50mm 1.8 and a Canon T3. But this purple and blue,
I don't know how the fuck you got that, dude.
But see, all the other ones are ass. But this one right here is one of my favorite pictures I've taken, because you ever seen the movie Moonlight?
Yeah.
That's the exact vibe.
I met Mahershala Ali.
Really?
Yeah.
How was that?
He was a cool dude.
Was that when
his
the
wife's
show was
hot.
Here?
Yeah.
Okay.
When he was here for True Detective, I was at the after party, the cast party, and got to hang out with him. His wife is fucking hot, dude.
But that's a thing that you got to learn as well, knowing undertones, skin, lighting, and when you can use, because my issue is that I do a lot of profiles, a lot of portraits, but I'm paid for them, so I can't really get crazy with my edits because the person doesn't want to look like an alien.
Yeah.
Now, if we do like a fun shoot, then I have creative freedom. I'm gonna make you green if I want to. You're gonna be blue today. You know what I mean? So I need to. I'm trying to put. That's what I'm doing at this Sunday. I want to be able to have full.
What time?
like 1 p.m.
I don't know if I'll be able to. I'm painting my uncle's house.
Well, I'll have more that I can invite
Yeah,
you to.
for sure.
But that's something that I feel like...
Because that's the other thing. We need to start doing because like the photo walks have kind of been slacking recently. We need to get back on them. I know.
It's snowing and shit.
But like, we just need to make them work again. Because like, if we continue with them, more people will eventually show up,
of course,
and then it'll just get better. Especially the other thing I think is we're not really advertising it. Like, because I haven't.
Bigger group. One time you didn't come. I don't think.
I didn't hear about it then.
Really?
I don't know. But like,
we had one. It was like 6, 7 people. No, you were there.
Oh yeah, with Tiana and them. Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
But no, like in general, like because I don't post about them because I hear of them the day of, and then I don't have time. But like if we got together and like planned with like a group chat or something, we could all post like the week before and make posts and be like, hey, this is what's happening. Come here for some free photos. This is experience for
I
us.
can make you and Xavier in a group or some photographers with Hansel and shit like that because.
It'd be the smartest idea. We need a group for it.
I'll make a flyer real quick.
Or even a Discord.
You know.
Yeah. But outside of that, like, it's just getting more people to want to do it. Because if we make a big enough community for it in Arkansas, then something will actually change, and we can.
And I'm sure they have their communities on Facebook or Instagram, but. And I'm involved in one on Facebook for NWA, but.
Which one?
I don't even know what it's called.
Because
I'm in one, I just don't.
Well, because there's a couple of like photographic societies on Facebook that I follow simply because it's a bunch of old white ladies with like really shitty point and shoot cameras that think they're great fucking photographers. I'm like, no, you're just a person with a camera. These are really shitty photos and it's funny to look at. I hate it. But I think that's a pretty solid place to end. If you feel. Do you have any final words? Any final thoughts that you want to talk about, or
I got something to plug.
Yeah, I was gonna say if not, if you got anything to plug, and then leave them with just
the handles and shit.
Yeah, handles and just like final word of advice or like nice thing to leave a end note on.
Okay, bet. Make sure you wash your ass because it's getting hot and I don't want no musty people around me.
Ain't no one gonna want to eat your booty if you don't.
Exactly. Eat your vegetables, drink water. I guess I'll get the shameless plugs out the way. Follow me on @acrackedlens97. Go to YouTube, Internet Pilgrims, Spotify. You can go to the Unspeakables, all that good shit. But in general, as far as art, as far as photography, as far as the initiative, as far as chasing something that is only going to give you as much as what you put into it. I don't know, I wish I had something to tell us. I guess I say cheers to the pursuit. The pursuit of being recognized, the pursuit of getting better at our crafts.
Yeah.
And genuinely feeling good about the work that we put out. I think I was in a slump, I think for a month or two, due to work and school, where I genuinely just felt like...
Bro, Walmart killed me.
I genuinely felt like I was at Sears. I feel like all my pictures are looking the same. I feel like my edits are not doing anything crazy. I genuinely feel like I'm the run-of-the-mill. I need a headshot. Let me get out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I had to reignite something that made me feel as though I'm doing more. I'm doing different. I'm leveling up, So I would say, keep the thirst there. Keep the hunger to, whether it be monetary or notoriety. So whatever keeps you going to keep, like, I don't know, the ball rolling, I guess.
Alrighty. And that was another episode of Indecent Exposure, today with my good friend, Alexander King. I hope y'all enjoyed and keep listening. And with that, I bid you adieu.